Call to order again. And roll call. Derek. Here. Sue. Joel.
Here.
Doug.
Yes.
Ken. Alright. Approval of the agenda as presented and or amended.
I'd like to move 12, 13, and 14 up. This after the public hearing,
Yep.
Okay.
so after number 5.
Any other modifications? Hearing none. Sue.
Yes.
Derek.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
Joel.
Yes.
Alright.
Who seconded that?
Did we
It
did
was
I'll
just
second
Joel.
it.
Okay.
Back up to
Sorry.
me. Sorry.
Open forum. And nobody here for the open forum today? Thank you. Forum is closed. On to consent agenda.
Motion to approve A, B, and C as is.
Second?
Any further discussion? Joel?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Derek?
Yes.
That is approved. On to the public hearing for the proposed budget for the fiscal 2027.
Move we open the hearing.
Thank you.
Second.
Discussion. Sue?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Derek?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Public hearing is now open for the fiscal 2027 budget.
Move we close the hearing. Nobody here?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none. Derek?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Alright. We should have moved our items to number 7, but we will address number 5 here momentarily, which is the approval of the budget. So we will move to number 12. Number 12 is on page, working through it.
Again, sorry.
41.
41.
I got 37 for
41. Alright, so Ken so graciously prepared some dust control quotes for us. We have,
37 is pretty much.
at 41 and 42, 43.
41 through 48 is what I have. Unless that's the old sheet.
I got the old stuff. Go ahead. I'll catch up.
Well, 43 through 48 is just an SDS sheet, so no real practical value.
Okay.
41 and 42 are the quotes. Not sure why one's not tallied. First quote, $7,476, and that's for Envirotech.
The other one's just shy of 6.
And $6,080.75 for the other one, for Heflon services. And one is 2,800 feet, The other is
The Heflin's showing quite a few more feet with dual application on some.
4,375 feet. So,
Of the options provided, a motion that we select Heflin.
I'm sorry.
Of the items provided, I'm leaning more towards Heflin as we work for additional coverage and also a cheaper price.
Did we decide to do 2 applications?
Looks like they're providing 2 applications on the heavier traveled roads and the ones closest to town.
The other, Envirotech would actually be 5,600 feet. So, comparing apples to apples, because it's 2,800 feet and $1.78 for one, and 2,889 cents for the other. So, just something to keep in mind. I'm not sure why there's 2 prices there.
That's, I'm wondering if maybe that's like the second application.
That's what I was assuming.
The same, that same 2,800 square, or 2,800 foot,
Just doing it again.
yeah.
This,
Or is this one, this
This
is,
is individual, so
Yeah.
you could add another 2,575 times 2, that's 5,000. 5,000 square feet plus 1,800, 6,800 square feet total.
Mhm.
On the Envirotech, are they dumping twice the material on the first go around? Cause they're doubling up on that.
Doesn't say, it just says 35% calcium chloride, 5 by foot.
It is double the price.
That's why I was wondering, you know, a lot of times when we do what we do with our seal coats, we double coat it. You know, so I was wondering if, since the first part of the year, if they were to double coat it, and then the second application wouldn't need near as much.
Do we have a motion?
I would second.
Further discussion?
With the information provided with their quote, I feel like it's kind of a no-brainer with it being as detailed as it is. Gives us a clear idea of what they're gonna be doing and when they're gonna be doing it.
It appears they already work with Story County
Yep.
to get the dates and everything, so.
Any further discussion? Sue? I'm sorry, Sue?
Yes.
Thank you. Doug?
Yeah.
Derek?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Heflin is the approved contract. 13, discussion of possible action on the broken John Deere. John Deere is currently out of service. The unit had an estimated value of $3,000, while the cost of parts and any repairs is approximately $2,500. The city has an option to trade in the mower for a newer model. However, the trade-in value is $500. Another option would be to attempt a private sale, including all attachments. The mower is $1,900 on a gas engine. Mayor recommends transferring the cemetery spare 60 and 0 turn to the Parks Department for purchasing a mower for the cemetery. New diesel mowers are priced at approximately $17,000.
So, in addition to that, I missed the boat, but got a quote from Van Wall in Nevada that should be printed out for everyone to look at. It's an identical machine to what we have. It's a year old. It was used for a year with the city of Ames as a lease from Van Wall. And it has 992 hours that was racked up on it in a first year lease. They also spent $22,000 for that lease. Van Wall would love to get rid of that machine as a wholesale product. And she's working on getting me a quote for a smaller snow blade than what is provided, to see if that's an option to get to our 48-inch snowplow and blade that we're currently utilizing. But she did go through and kind of detail out for what it would be to get a year-old machine with that many hours on it. That would be the exact same thing that we're losing. And for the dollar amount that we were looking at trying to replace it with,
Might be a feasible option.
yes.
My only recommendation on that aspect would be that we give that to the Public Works Director and the Public Works Assistant to review prior to making the decision.
Yep. I just was putting that out there as an option.
I appreciate you doing the legwork on that.
And talking with Van too, they mentioned about financing options for this too, if we didn't have the upfront cash to just dump towards it. And they said that being that we're a public entity, John Deere Financing is more than likely to work with us a little bit better for rates and stuff if we need to schedule it out or not.
What was their bid?
For the machine head and the mower deck and the brush was $44,686.09. And then she quoted me for a 60-inch snow blower for it at $66,35.55. As points of reference for that. But I would make a motion to table the rest of that discussion until we have input from Public Works.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Alright, hearing none, Joel,
Yes.
Sue? Doug?
Yes.
Derek?
Yes.
It's tabled. Wendy, can you please get that to Tony and Scott for review? On to 14, discussion and action on the LL Peeling seal coat proposal. So Ken graciously assisted us again. He scratched,
A few of those options out.
is that Maine to 5th and North? There's,
Maine
Sixth.
6th to 7th, and then Maine 7th to North.
okay, and then, Cemetery Road again, which gives us the due figure. $28,000 roughly. And what was our budgeted allocation, Wendy?
73,450.
And we just spent 66,080. That was the seal coat, comes out of that.
The oil, you mean?
I'm sorry?
The oil,
No, the
okay.
gravel, dust control, comes
Dust
out of the
control,
same
yeah.
budget.
6,000.
Yeah, 6,600, or 6,000.
6,000.
Yeah. So that leaves us with 67,000 roughly.
Wendy, is this about the same number we did last year?
I would recommend including the other two. I mean, if we're removing the cemetery, that buys us all the room we need to stay under the 67,000.
Last year was 50,101.
That's what I thought, we're significantly higher this year.
So you're thinking of adding the Main Street 6th to 7th Main Street. Is that
7th and North.
7th to North, the first two that were crossed out.
Yep.
And then keeping the bottom two that were crossed out.
Yep.
Well, he made a note down there at the bottom about adding 2 different Baldwin 2nd to 5th.
Needed a new measurement. I think he was he adjusted on 2nd in Ashford and went to Woodlawn. So that might change some of the costing. And Baldwin went from 3rd to 4th to 2nd to 5th. So he slid that down an extra block.
Okay.
So it was basically an extra block. 3 blocks. So two extra blocks. 352 feet. Well, in that case, we probably better leave the other crossed out ones because that's going to add 10,000 to Baldwin Street. So I'm guessing Ken already worked through the numbers to line it up with where we're at.
Right.
I would suggest that we go through the table until we have the updated numbers submitted back to Delaware County for another quote with the updated numbers.
So are you recommending going with these numbers, these specified conditions to present back to Pelling for an updated quote?
Correct.
And that's your motion?
Yes.
And is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Doug?
Yeah. Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Derek?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Wendy, can you please get those updates to Pelling? Alright, we're going back to number 6. Discussion and possible action on resolution 2026-20, the resolution adopting the fiscal year 2027 budget for July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027, and certifying it to the Story County Auditor. Whereas at the April 8th, 2026 regular meeting, the Maxwell City Council approved setting a public hearing on the fiscal 27 annual budget for April 22nd, 2026. Whereas the notice of this said hearing was duly published on April 16th, 2026 in the Tri-County Times newspaper, was also posted on the city's website, Facebook page, and at City Hall. Whereas the city budget public hearing was held on April 22nd, 2026. Whereas the state laws require said hearing to be held prior to the adoption of the budget and said budget to be certified by the county auditor. Therefore, now be resolved, the City Council of Maxwell, Iowa, that the attached budget is hereby adopted and the city clerk is directed to certify said budget with the city Story County Auditor.
A motion to approve.
I second.
Discussion. Seeing none. Doug?
On the resolution, the copy that I have on page 29, it says Facebook page at City Hall, and is there supposed to be something in there?
We can delete the and.
Okay.
And your vote, Sue?
Yeah.
And Joel?
Yes.
Derek?
Yes.
Motion is approved. And resolution. And we are done with 27 budget. On to number 7, discussion and possible approval of resolution 2026-27, a resolution setting the date and time for a public hearing of the proposed fiscal budget 2026 amendment. In the packet, you'll see the affected functions that need to be addressed in a budget amendment. It's not necessarily a huge overspending or reallocation of money, it's more along the lines of some small amounts in different locations that need moved.
I'd make a motion to approve the resolution.
Is there a second? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Discussion on resolution 2026-27. Hearing no discussion. Sue?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Derek?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
That resolution is approved. Did we set, is the date and time on there?
Yeah, during the regular meeting next month,
Thank you.
unless you wanna have a special one.
No,
No.
can't say no any faster. Number 8, discussion and possible action on resolution 2026-25, a resolution declaring intent to set a public hearing for the EMS soccer field land transfer to the Collins Maxwell School District.
The attorney didn't provide the paperwork in time.
Okay, so,
Motion to table that.
thank you.
Second?
Further discussion? Being none. Sue?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Derek?
Yes.
Alright, second reading of ordinance number 347, amending the Maxwell Code of Ordinances to update the water and sewer service rates. Rates for service, usage charge for water, $6.33 per 1,000 gallons. Water consumed sewage use, $9.63 per 1,000 gallons.
Can we waive the third hearing?
Can, but I need a mayor to talk, or a motion to talk about this one first.
I will, so moved.
Thank you,
Second.
thank you, discussion.
And I would include waiving the third one as well as third reading.
Very good. And is that an accepted second
Yes. Sorry.
on the motion amendment? Alright. Joel?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Derek?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
That is approved. 10, second reading of amendment to chapter 57, dangerous and vicious animals, Maxwell Code of Ordinances.
I move approval.
I'll second it.
Further discussion?
We did go through and make a couple of those minor changes to the verbiage.
And those are changes that were already discussed, so
Yep.
I don't see any reason for further discussion. Unless anybody else has any.
Can I suggest we waive the third reading?
You can.
I will.
I will do the conditional second as well.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Joel?
Yes.
Sue? Doug?
Yes.
Derek?
Yes.
Discussion and possible approval of American Pride Customs offer to provide us free scrap metal dumpster for the citywide cleanup day.
They did provide proof of insurance, correct? I move approval.
Okay,
I'll second.
discussion.
Now I'll ask a question. They did give us proof of insurance, right?
Yeah.
We have proof of insurance.
Mayor Higgins, Matt.
Yeah.
Along with our proposal for that, I wanted to bring up, now hearing you guys' lawnmower and stuff is down too, some way that hopefully I can help the city save a little bit of money from buying another big lawnmower, plus paying, from my understanding, you guys are looking for people for $17 an hour to do your mowing of your cemetery and city stuff. I just wanted to bring a bid or a quote for what it would cost for us to come in weekly, bi-weekly, to mow, trim, everything in the city cemetery. There's options in there for doing it just a yearly contract or paying it week to week, month to month, however you guys want to do it. I'm open to working with you to, one, help the city save some money instead of going and spending $15,000, $16,000, $20,000 on buying another mower.
Okay.
So
I appreciate that. Unfortunately, it's not an actionable item tonight.
that's fine.
But
I just
council-
wanted to hand that to you guys.
Yep.
We do appreciate you guys letting us come in and help you guys with city cleanup though.
You bet. We appreciate it as well. Any further discussion?
Can I ask them a question?
Yeah.
Where is your business address?
So my address is my house in Nevada.
Okay.
For now. Our secondary address is his house right here behind Mom's.
The Barton residence.
Yep.
Okay.
And then our third location is in Nevada, where we just got our office and shops set up. That we're still working on getting everything to that location.
Finally getting ourselves fully established.
Gotcha. Okay. Just wanted to make sure because I'm pretty sure there's an ordinance in the city about not being able to operate a commercial business outside at your own residential
Yeah.
location in our town. But just wanted to make sure about that.
Yep.
No, basically what mine was like storing the machinery because I've got the bigger garage, and
Well,
then
now it's just we're promoting.
yeah, and then we had my yard. It was the space for the dumpsters and everything. So
Now we have our space.
now we have our own
yeah.
space. So,
Gotcha.
but we've got a 60. What do we got? 60? 60 zero turn.
Yeah, 6 0 turn.
And then we got an old John Deere riding lawnmower.
Alright, any further discussion? Alright, hearing none. Sue?
By that.
Derek?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
That is approved. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Alright, on to discussion and possible action on the DOT's TEEP study recommendation for the summer 2027 ADA compliant sidewalk project. So everybody remembers when Foth was here, we discussed additional requests or conditions that we would like to see as a council, one being the Maxwell Street extension, another being the south extension to Dollar General, and then the north extension to Rock Creek Drive. Now, one thing to keep in mind, these costs are in here. These are new construction plans. So this is not a existing sidewalk location or rebuild, so it's a little more expensive.
Oh.
Yeah, ugly.
But it's also while they are here working in the area, which
Yep.
I don't know if you're gonna find anything any better than
I move approval so we can talk about it.
that. Okay,
I'll second that.
discussion.
The one that I really don't see as beneficial is the one south of senior housing, the one there. They're gonna take a ton of filters, gonna create more of a dam than we already have, a blockade. Didn't we talk about doing something kind of behind the senior housing there? Where did that end up? I guess that's my question.
That ended up with residents saying that they weren't interested in selling.
Access for it.
Yep. Because we don't own the property between the street and our property.
The street.
The end of the street doesn't belong to us.
Yeah. So that, okay, I didn't realize that had happened.
Don't really have any alternatives at the moment, other than, forcing them to take it, which is never a popular idea, so.
And yeah, the argument for eminent.
I agree with Doug that is just gonna create kids walking through parking area for the senior housing, which isn't a safe thing to do. The corner of Rock Creek and Fifth is not a safe way for the kids to be there. They're gonna be crossing where they shouldn't be. I think we need to figure out a way from the new housing area to Metcalf, and then they can cross at the proper area.
I have not made much headway yet with corporate Dollar General, but the manager at the store and the area manager are both on board, but obviously it's above their headway, and I'm still waiting for their corporate to reach back out.
And I really don't think that they're completely opposed to it.
No.
They're building one in Baxter right now, and they have 300 to 400 feet of sidewalk that goes nowhere. So, at least ours goes to their store.
Yes. And,
Yeah.
and with the digging that I've done and the people I've talked to at corporate so far, like, oh yeah, we spend a lot of money for community outreach with all of this.
And I think there's alternatives, or at least opportunities. I mean, I understand the $70,000. We can consider the 25,000 that is already allocated for fiscal 27 into this. That we've already allocated 25,000 for sidewalks, whether it's replacing existing sidewalks or building new, either or, it's still a sidewalk. It's just, it doesn't come back to the city as a replacement for sidewalk.
Well, I don't have a problem using it on different places, but I just think this one from Ashford to Rock Creek is not a sensible addition.
And I believe the Maxwell Street extension is the crossing,
That's that one right there to go across.
provides the actual crosswalk and then a connection on the property, because there is no sidewalk there.
Even though Metcalf is gonna be the designated crossing place, is that correct?
Yes, so that's the other part of this. The TEEP study recommends an additional 56,000 for enhancing the 2 school crosswalks with our FBs, and I believe that is reflective something or another, additional notification. So 186,800 to incorporate the recommended improvements addressed, and that's while this company is in town.
Do we need to dress up both of those intersections if the designated one is at Metcalf?
No,
We
the
don't
TEEP
have to
study
do
is
anything.
only designating the 2 get taken care of.
Right now, we don't have anything budgeted extra beyond the 25 for sidewalks.
Yep. $137,100,000, subtracting 49,700.
Said it was 137.
Yep, 137,100.
Ideally, if we can, in an ideal world, if Dollar General pick up that tab, that
Or
even
half.
Yeah, even half.
I mean, it'd be 35,000.
That'd get us down to 100,000. Probably make that work, but would have to look at numbers. Did they?
There might be additional funding, we might be able to tie in
Yeah.
additional grants for sidewalk improvements, or just other alternatives. High visibility longitudinal crosswalk markings, which we've already taken care of that. So that was $3,000 per crossing was their estimate, we already did that. We did that for $500-600,
Yeah.
Just out of our regular budget, because that was part of our, community visioning plan. And then they recommend installing the RRFBs at the 2 proposed school crossing intersections, 3rd Street and Highway 210, and then Metcalf and Highway 210 are the 2 that the TEEP study recommends setting as the primaries.
So that would be different than this, something similar to the lighted one we have there on Fifth Street
I
now?
believe that's what it is. I believe it's the lighted and identified crosswalking, but it would be on both sides.
Did we pay that much for the one we did?
That was just that was a replacement because the one sign we had just went out.
Yeah.
So, but we would be able to reuse that too, so. Oh, there you go, rectangular rapid flashing beacons, RRFB.
That would be the ones where they'd actually push the button if they're crossing and then it is very annoying and bright.
Yeah.
Oh,
In a good way, obviously.
Safety.
Yes.
So they're saying it's $186,800 if they did the sign, the RRFBs and
In
the
the
sidewalk stuff.
Yep, everything, 186.80. Now, also, throw this little tidbit out, our TEEP study grant was estimated at $130,000 in value, so we don't get that value anywhere else. So we've already saved $130,000 on engineering for this project. It's a pretty significant impact on what we put into this. And that was zero out-of-pocket cost. That was a grant that I applied for, sitting on my couch one afternoon, so.
Did they give us a deadline on when they need approval? I didn't see that.
They have the recommended next steps, confirm consolidation of the school crossing as recommended in the preliminary TEEP. DOT project could incorporate removal and relocation of existing school crossing signs and compliant crosswalk pavement markings, identify and prioritize sidewalk segments, prioritize and install the recommended RFBs at school crossings, joint participant agreement with the Iowa DOT for the city's cost to include additional survey, design, and construction. And then consider additional funding sources and programming for future projects to construct these segments not selected and or enhance school crossing improvements recommended by the TEEP study.
Well, they're talking about bidding in December 26th, construction in summer of 27, so technically we could push it to fiscal year 28 to get more money in there.
Yeah.
And carry some over for this whole project.
I understand it's a lot of money, but this is highly publicly visible money. This is safety for the people who traverse up and down the streets and sidewalks and.
And a good chunk for the future of the town and.
Yep, this isn't a today, this is a tomorrow and next 50 years project.
I would suggest we don't make any decision tonight on everything that we wanna do, cause we're also missing a council member. Can we table this for next month's regular meeting to kinda get a little bit better grasp on where all of us are at with it?
Sounds like that was your motion.
I would second. That sounded like motion.
Yes.
Further discussion? Joel?
Yes.
Sue? Derek?
Yes.
Doug?
Yeah.
You guys are not helping my next month's agenda.
No, sorry.
Number 16, discussion and possible action on facilities, committees, sidewalk repair. I already did that one.
But look at the night go by fast.
No, but the discussion
No,
and
that was
possible
Ken's suggestions.
sidewalk repair recommendations near the school. Sorry. Oh, so budget that we had was 25,000. We had a bid that we accepted for how much?
That was 19,680, I think.
So we were trying to find some ADA compliant approaches surrounding the school that we could spend that remaining money on. And these are the identified approaches. Page 57. So first off, I'm gonna scratch the first one because it's Main Street.
Yep, that was gonna be,
Anything Main Street doesn't need to be touched. So he's indicating Maxwell and Broad, which I think is only, I think that's only 2 corners. There's, out of the 4 corners, there's only 2 sides of that have entrance. Cause there isn't any sidewalks in front of my house. Either side of the road. So Maxwell and Third and Baldwin and Third would be primarily school crossings on both ends of the south end of the school. If I could say anything, that's probably the location that should focus on.
and is most visible for people coming in for sporting events that would more than likely.
Park a couple of blocks away, yeah.
Yep. Said Metcalf and Baldwin and Third.
Metcalf and Baldwin and Third.
Okay.
So basically what I'm looking for is I'll need the council to give me authorization to see if our current approved contract company can complete this work in addition to what we have, and with it, as long as I stay within the 25,000, if you can get approval by the council to complete this work.
I motion to authorize you to do those things.
I'll second.
Further discussion? Sue?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
And Derek?
Yes.
Wendy, please
Got it.
reach out to them. It's just the 2 intersections.
Just Metcalf and Third and Baldwin and Third.
Alright. Discussion and possible action on resolution 2026-19, resolution amendment to resolution 2025. Got cut off. 2025-13, I think, somewhere in there.
41.
41, I was way off. This is the transfer with official numbers, because we transferred 50,000 when we should have transferred $27,120. And then a $1,500 transfer, and then a $24,980 transfer from Baldwin Bank Loan to, what's the,
Road use tax.
oh,
This is what you guys decided on fiscal year 26 transfers that haven't been done yet,
okay,
except for the 50,000 correction. The overpayment for the Tahoe. All of this was approved in the budget
okay,
before I got here.
alright, so
They
the,
just haven't been done.
so the thing that we are modifying is the $27,120, and that's a return from Washington back to the general fund.
The 48,500.
Where's that?
We transferred 50,000 and only 1,500 was in the budget.
Gotcha,
So everything below in the table was already agreed on
gotcha.
for fiscal 26. In the cash report, just, I don't know, it helps me see where the money's going and coming from.
I'll make a motion so we can discuss.
I'll second.
Discussion.
The transfers moving forward out of Washington Trust going into the fire budget should probably be done at the beginning of fiscal year, so we can show that those funds are being spent appropriately versus kicking it from the fire their trust to our general, because it should have been done, even though we already used general money to pay for all of that portion. It just optics look better. It would be my suggestion. Versus at end of year, hey, yeah, that was what we're supposed to do, but we didn't, and now we're just catching up.
I don't disagree. I'm not a huge fan of just doing transfers randomly. I'd like to prefer that my transfers come through on a budget amendment. That is my preferred method of how we manage funds, because it's cleaner all the way around. And that way it's recorded and it's a public hearing. So this was kind of a
Cleanup.
after action cleanup, and found that some things were supposed to have been done and didn't get done, and then they got thrown together too quickly and they got done inappropriately. So this is we found it, we're correcting.
And the 50,000 is the only one that was not in the budget you guys approved.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So that's
Got
Alright,
That was all I had.
alright. Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Joel?
Yes.
Doug?
Yeah.
Sue? Derek?
Yes.
That is approved. On to council mayors. Derek?
I've been doing some digging into alternative mower solutions and stuff like that for helping with cutting down mower time, trying to figure out if we need to go and buy another 6-foot diesel mower or not, because those run upper 30,000 range, or if we can get something else that utilizes equipment we currently have. So I've been doing some checking and trying to get some quotes on a pull type, not a batwing, but a similar finishing mower. That would be a 15-foot swath that could be ran off the 5180, because we utilize that during the summertime to pick up trash on Fridays. But if we can utilize that and take large open spaces and maybe limp our zero turns a little bit more with trimming or something a little bit lighter duty than just hogging and taking up time a little bit more.
When I think about it, there's some large acreage still left out in the cemetery that gets some of that high speed, high use. And then talking like the trunk poles and the dump would be enough in the other 2 locations, and we can utilize anything like that. It's one of those things where if I think about something like that, I'm usually thinking about I'm gonna hook on and pull it for 5 to 10 acres at a time and be done with it. The amount of time it takes to hook up and move it. I'm not completely opposed to it, but I don't know if we have quite enough large swath acreage. So much of our ground is tree covered or headstone covered that we actually have to take care of. The park itself down here was that 4 acres? Almost 5, and it's full of trees, so, or buildings, or, bridges, or horse pits, or horseshoes, so, just something, I'm not saying it's not a terrible idea, but I would kinda wanna, again, talk that over with the city guys to see if it was a usable or feasible option.
Yeah.
Fishbowl, absolutely, we're great out there.
Yeah, well, and they go through and use it for ball fields and stuff too, because of the nice wide swath that cuts down the back and forth.
But even then, I don't know if we can get it in, unless it's fold up.
Yeah, it would fold up to the, I think, maybe
16.
8 foot.
Okay, which, we have big enough gates for that, so.
Yeah, so it'd be relatively usable, but also easier to maintain and.
Essentially that big generally, so
Yeah.
something else to look at, consider in the process while you're still reviewing.
Yep.
But I would encourage you to talk to Tony and Scott in regards to that.
Yep. And then I was also gonna just put out there, I'm very busy with work and personal life and stuff, so when I do have my personal time, things like that, I do request that if council has anything that's not urgent, please send emails or something along those lines so that I can review it when I do have time allocated to do council items. Otherwise, if I'm spending time with my family, I would prefer to enjoy that time while I do have it, because this will be the second night this week that I haven't seen my son since I dropped him off at daycare in the morning.
Thank you. Sue?
The only thing I've been thinking of is when we have reports from different committees, is there any way we can get some type of a report from Adam Coyle on what things are happening and aren't happening?
There is he provides me with the file, but most of that information is not necessarily something I want out just for everybody to review and see. So if there's something specific you'd like to know about, I'll be happy to have that conversation with you.
Well, I was asked by a resident, is he doing anything, what's he doing, and that's why I'm asking.
Okay.
If there could be something in general that we could be informed of, that would be helpful.
Okay.
Can I rescind one more thing? Sorry.
Sue, did
The
you have
only
any?
thing I have.
Alright, thank you.
I found out just this last week that I will not be in attendance for the cleanup day. I'll be in Georgia.
Okay.
Just heads up.
No worries, thank you. Joel?
Alright, I was contacted yesterday. Fire department received a notification from Winneshiek County. Decorah Fire Department is getting rid of a side-by-side utility vehicle. It's a 2013 Kawasaki Mule. There's some information here about it, as well as pictures. I have those on Ken's too. And I've got one for you too, Wendy, so I'll get to you. But there's information there. It's a sealed bid. It has, it's only got 425 miles on it, 100 hours. It's a 2013. It's got all the lights, winch, water tank, pump, EMS transport carrier. So it hasn't really been used a whole lot in the 13 years they've had it. But the fire department has asked, they'd like to try to get this vehicle so that when they go out to brush fires like out at Chautauqua Park, it could be used for that. But it could also be used the EMS transport for football games, the rodeo, that kind of stuff, to go out in the middle of the field instead of trying to get an ambulance out there.
Or the bike trail?
Or the bike trail.
We
So
found out Tahoe does fit most places on there, but if we're transporting, we can't do that with Tahoe.
Yep. So it's an option. The thing is, the sealed bids have to be received by May 4th. So I realize this isn't an actual item that we can't vote on it tonight. But if we can at least let the fire department go through the sealed bid process, and then if they get selected, then we can approve it at our May 13th meeting or if we disapprove it, then let Decorah sell it to the second highest bidder.
Don't know as though it works that way.
Okay.
I think if we submit a bid, we would then be liable to take ownership of it, regardless of what, if we were accepted as the high bid, then it would be ours. What we have available is, we have funds available. It's hard when they're quick like this.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, is it came in after our deadline for the agenda for this week, so we couldn't get it on tonight.
Well, you can blame your council for that, because that's not the only thing that was on.
I know. But then we don't have another meeting until after the sealed bid process is over. So then we'd lose out on that for the fire department.
Is this a necessity or a want?
I've just named off several necessities of what that would be used for.
Those aren't necessities, those are wants. It would be desirable to have it if we had the money, but, I think it's more of a want than a necessity.
And we do have the money.
What about Tony's truck and all the other things that the fire department is wanting?
That's not the fire department. Tony's truck doesn't have anything to do with the fire department. He
No,
wants,
I know that. Well, it has to do with city funds. And we've got enough funds going out for transportation for city workers. And if this is a want, yeah, it'd be nice to have. But I can't see that it's an absolute necessity for Maxwell to have that.
By the time that it becomes a necessity on the fire department, it's usually too late. Just putting that out there for when we absolutely need something, it's usually an emergency and we probably wouldn't have it in time.
I think there's other vehicles that can be used in place of that. We're just putting more money into vehicles.
The last time we had a fire call down in Chappaqua, we had 2 pickups stuck in an area that the conservation had side-by-sides going around in circles on us.
so the only one thing I do notice about this is that as a Kawasaki mule, they're limited in
Top speed 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would require a trailer for
Yes.
transport as well.
Yep.
And insurance would probably love that because I know a lot of the departments, my last department, we went and bought a Can-Am Defender that top speed was 95 mile an hour. The city's insurance ate them alive because they could potentially drive that to a call.
Yep.
Where
This is gonna be trailer.
This has to be trailer.
trailered
Yep.
and
So,
top speed of it, so if there's any
yeah.
accidents with it, driver's more than likely at fault, and the city insurance would love to not have to pay for something if someone's being reckless with it.
I guess my thing would be is if the fire board wanted to get together before May 4th and submit a bid, then that would be the fire board's decision. And then they
Would
could,
it be theirs to pay for?
they could determine where the funding comes from.
But if Indian Creek's maxed out, we couldn't fund it anyway.
Doesn't have anything to do with the maxed out taxes anymore. This is a different situation. This is, we would be taking money from one of the trusts or out of general.
Do we have a ballpark number, what it would take to buy this?
With it being sealed bid, if you were to build it with that exact machine today, with what it has, you're looking at spending probably close to $40,000. And that's probably lowballing the light kit install and everything like that. With the age that has on there, and with it being a sealed bid, I don't know if I even wanna try to spitball a price on
Okay, yeah.
public forum that another agency might be listening in and
I
saying,
hear
hey,
you.
they're
Yeah.
gonna bid this much, let's bid $3 more.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I don't,
And I mean, it's a diesel too, so it's got a little more life than if it was a gas engine sitting there.
So,
Can we
Yes.
defer this to the fire board?
does council wanna ask fire board to meet?
I would be okay with asking.
Wendy,
Mhm.
will you reach out, please?
I will.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Anything else, Joel?
I have nothing else,
Excuse me.
other than, like I said, I won't be at the cleanup day either, so.
Wendy, you wanna see if we have any silver cord hours that can assist with
Mhm.
helping out?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
It's all good.
I was planning to
I
be
wanna
there.
get real tired real fast.
And those kids are,
They got a little mustard.
yep.
All right, Doug.
we got an email, it was blind CC to us about the working days on Baldwin.
Yep.
I think these numbers are lowball, and DOT didn't help us at all, I think. In fact, they were giving them, the initial date was July 8th, they put another 15 days on the front end of it. That doesn't make sense to me, that we already took the whole month of April off as substantial completion month, and I think they're draining some more time there. They have pictures of what I would like, and I know Wes isn't here, it's not the right meeting for him to be here, but did they send all the information that we provided to them onto DOT to have to evaluate? Pictures. There are a dozen or more pictures of days that they didn't say that they were here working, but we've got proof that they were. I don't wanna spend a ton of time if the council isn't gonna support arguing with them about the days. Cause if we wanted to be ugly, I could get the number to 40 and have pictures to prove that they were here. But there are exclusions and different things. One thing they talked about was the first week was rainy. Well, we had 2/100 of an inch one day. A heavy dew is more rain than that. So I think unless we wanna play hardball, they're gonna work us over. So I guess
Is this?
I'm not gonna spend a bunch of time putting stuff together if we are gonna say, oh gosh, that's too bad.
Is this a table item from a previous meeting?
No, this is just his discussion.
Okay. Cause I thought we mentioned about waiting until the study was back from.
Well, the DOT,
They sent
this
it.
is,
He was just addressing the email that was sent.
Gotcha.
And in that email, that's kind of what I saw in the email, is that the DOT is the expert on the contracts, they deal with them every day, they are our official closeout for the contract, which is why they've modified the numbers. They're telling us that we didn't count the numbers right. So that's why there was a 6-day reduction in the numbers. I don't think we're gonna be able to argue with the DOT since they're responsible for the contracting. And that contracting that the DOT is providing is based off of the federal grant, the state grant money that we got for it. I'm definitely okay asking Wes next meeting in regards to whether or not the information was provided that we asked for. Totally okay with that, and getting an answer.
well, I've sent an email asking that same information. I think I CC'd everybody, you're fine, CC'd everybody on that, and haven't heard anything back.
So I'm fine with waiting and seeing them at the next meeting.
Yeah, cause I mean, your numbers and theirs were significantly different. and-
Well, they talked about an attachment that they developed to do that. I would love to see that attachment, that X day, here's this day. They did a weekly, it's an initial something or other, but every week they put together, here's our count. We worked 4 out of the 5 days this week, or all 5 days. I know they don't count Saturdays. But they had numbers that were higher than what they're agreeing to now. So I'm very frustrated. The time has been wasted if that's the case.
I'm frustrated that we're still talking about it 2.5 years.
Agree completely, we're close to 3 years.
Yep.
And we've got Wes's bill, or bills from Snyder. They need to pay those things, cause we didn't drag it on for 2.5, 3/4, 2 3/4 years. But we don't see any numbers.
Yep. I feel you, I do.
Okay. Well, I didn't wanna be the Lone Ranger out here on the end of a tree limb that's gonna break, but this is not reasonable in my opinion.
All right, anything
That's
else?
primarily it. Oh, one more, please. We said we don't need RFP for the solar panels anymore, that we could go to bids. Are we going to go to bids, or what have we done with that?
Do you wanna know the next council meeting agenda?
I would like to look at things. If they're looking at a 5 to 8 year payback time frame, I think we need to squeeze some money someplace and find a way to at least get some specifics
Sure.
and get some bids.
So, yes, the bid process is for the city purchasing. The
Yes.
RFP process is for the city renting.
Right.
So, if the council is deciding that they want to purchase, then bid process is what they need. If they wanna rent, RFPs can continue with that.
So I think we need to address it one way or another, and if we're looking for bids, we need to get them so that we've got some time to get things done before that 30% reduction goes away on July 4th.
Okay. Wendy, please add that to next agenda.
That's it.
Ken? Well, that's too bad. And I don't have anything else for the group. Sue?
I move that we adjourn if we're done.
I'll second.
Discussion? Derek?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Doug? Sue?
Yes.
We're adjourned.